Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the podcast. I'm Anthony. I'm here along with co-host Steve, and we have some very special guests with us today. We have Amanda with us again, and also turtle expert Jordan Gray, who are joining us from Georgia, more specifically Tybee Island, which is a barrier island off the coast of Georgia, as I already said. I'm really excited about this. It kind of reminds me of the end of Boogie Nights when Burt Reynolds and Heather Graham are sitting in the back of the limo and they're going to make film history right here on video.
I was thinking that out
you...
here. I was, how can we make this like Boogie? It's total.
No, don't do that.
Nightmare, but...
I have too much respect for Amanda to make this like Boogie Nights. That would be really inappropriate. Yeah. That's great. That's great. So we are basically right now waiting for our guests to kind of hit the kind of, I don't know, get out there and look for...
Hit the pavement.
Yeah, pound the pavement. And look for nesting diamondback terrapin females. And they have a lot of exciting things that they've been seeing out there. And although it's been kind of rainy, we're hoping that they can get out there, show us some live animals. There's also some sad things that they've been seeing out there that they want to report to us. And all in all, I think this should be an amazing show. Guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
So what's going on right now? Jordan, can you explain like where you guys are and where you are in the process right now?
Yeah, so...
just for tonight?
Yeah, so... as part of the T.E.R.P.S, the Terrapin Educational Research Program of Savannah, we are out here looking for diamondback terrapin females who may be crossing the road, may need a helping hand to get to where they're going because they're out here searching for nests. We are right smack in the middle of nesting season. Here in Georgia, that would be normally early May to early July. This year started a little early, actually, just because it's been warm all over the nation. We started in late April this year. It's a bit of an anomaly. But either way, Amanda and I found a lot of females coming up to nest last night. We really feel tonight's going to be very productive. And hopefully we'll be able to see a turtle or two. It's still a little early. The tide's still coming up. But we've had some precipitation. It's actually sprinkling right now, and that's normally a really good environment. We're just...
Absolutely. This is my first time here doing this. I've worked with diamondback terrapins in Cape Cod. I worked with just Malaclemys terrapin, which are the northern diamondbacks. And so coming here and experiencing this whole scene is completely different, even though they live in salt marshes just like they do, in Cape Cod. It's just a completely different dynamic. It's so much more like almost tropical to me, and it's just like, they're everywhere out here. In Cape Cod, I guess the populations must be just so much smaller and more secluded because, we've seen so many terrapins. We were out yesterday in the water, per-scening, and we got 4 terrapins out of the water there, and then me and Jordan, like he was saying, found, I'd say at least like 12 females last night just on the go. So it's been really, really amazing. This is probably one of my favorite things I've ever done, like in terms of working with turtles. So it's been really awesome.
Honestly, right now, since she brought up tropical, the only thing I have in my head is Madonna Bonita. That's another story.
Yes.
So if y'all need the lyrics, PM me. So we're on a stretch of road right now, kind of watching and waiting. I feel like a sniper, and Amanda's my spotter. Just waiting for any female terrapins that might come up and cross the road. So we drove this road. It's just a little service road back and forth last night. And every pass we made, we found terrapins, and they were new terrapins each time. And we're talking about 5 minutes in between. Terrapin was a new terrapin. So, like Amanda was saying, there's a lot of terrapins out here. Diamondback terrapins are a species of special concern in Georgia. A group of us worked to get them listed as such in 2006. Does that mean they're particularly rare overall? No. They are quite plentiful in some areas. However, they can easily see their numbers decline due to anthropogenic human-induced impact, like crab traps, road mortality, boat propellers, fyke nets, all sorts of things, because the salt marsh is a place where the environment and humans are all the time. It's a productive ecosystem. It's also a place where people come to have fun. Dolphins are heavily affected by, and so having them as a special concern gives them a status level that elevates them to a position where human impacts can be mitigated through legislation, and so through Department of Natural Resource rules on the species and the such. And now there's a little kitty walking over there.
Yes, I'm starting to realize this is like literally a cat village, because there's little huts that somebody made for the cats. And
it's like an Ewok village.
It really is. No,
look
at the little palms.
There's a little Wicket,
yeah.
Tebow.
It's like the medicine doctor, the witch doctor over there, whatever. Yeah.
You know how to speak Ewok, right? You just walk around going.
Yeah. Wait, isn't that them?
That was wrong. They just go jib jib. Everywhere they just go jib jib, and then they eat little biscuits.
They say little things. No, they go whoa, blah, blah. Steve, come on. How do you speak Ewok?
Good question for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not speak Ewok. I'm sorry.
Oh,
what? I think you secretly do. You just
interesting.
Don't want
Oh yeah. No,
I'm a little better with Jawa, but you know.
It takes a man to admit.
I think I might have been speaking Jawa. Jawas are like, no, but I don't know.
We were just in the mountains of, and it was Ewok nonstop.
Yeah. I guess.
It takes a man to admit that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
That we were in the mountains of Pennsylvania as a group of men, or that we could speak Ewok.
We were in the mountains of Pennsylvania as men.
Turtles bring people together.
Yeah.
They really do.
Yeah, they do.
So I'll let me just fill everyone in on T.E.R.P.S a minute. So T.E.R.P Research Program of Savannah, we began in 2004 at Atlantic State University, which is now Armstrong State University, and Dr. Catherine Craven, the department head, Dr. Ken Relia, and myself started this program to help bring awareness to and work on mitigating the terrapin losses on the causeway. The program was developed based on the model created by Dr. Roger Wood at the Wetlands Institute. Hey, Dr. Wood!
Wetlands
yeah, so Dr. Wood was always a hero of mine in the turtle world. We see each other at conferences all the time. We're good pals who talk like once a year, once every 2 years. That's a good friend. No. So
you guys are on first name basis.
Yeah, right. That's first. As long as your first name, you don't even need to talk to each other.
Seriously, no, that's better than me. I just stalk him.
It's like the Best in Show. Sometimes we can talk or not talk for hours. So we started this program initially to collect females off the road who are live and get them in the way they're going, or to, if he's injured, and is gravid, so she needs to be induced. Typically during treatment, you don't want the eggs to stay in there too long because calcification could continue. The eggs could adhere to her oviducts, because their oviducts are just a very, very thin membrane. And then also, you don't want to have them have the stress of having those eggs inside while they're trying to heal. So one of the first things is getting those eggs out. For Diamondback terrapins, oxytocin and calcium are the combo that are used. Some species will deposit well with just oxytocin, but Dr. Terry Norton at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center has found that oxytocin and calcium is the best combo for inducing Diamondback terrapins, as well as post-recovery. That's where that calcium is important for post-recovery. What else?
I was going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Just to backtrack, and I apologize. I'm excited that you wanted to tell us about T.E.R.P.S too, because that was the program. Because that was something that I didn't think to ask, and obviously is a great way to segue into everything that we're going to talk about. But you mentioned that you saw a cat crossing the road, and that you've seen several cats. Is that an animal that's known to be a predator of Diamondbacks, or is that just something that I assume would be known to be?
They're a predator of reptiles and amphibians and birds and insects. Definitely Diamondback terrapins, not of the adult females. I think a cat would act like you put a cucumber next to it if you put a terrapin next to it. Anybody who's seen those YouTube videos?
That video.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I know. I think I saw one the other day that was watching one of the females last night. Actually, it was just kind of like, it's like a moving rock. Like, what is that? But I think definitely the hatchlings are
Hatchlings
compromised
have become
quite a
food.
bit. You know, producing the smell when they're witching, they're going to be slippery and all over this. And I think that's author. Or, you know, definitely going to be food. They probably wouldn't go for the eggs, right? Like a raccoon would or something.
Yeah, there's a chance they would go for the eggs. Typically, that's not as much cat behavior. Cats are focusing on movement, and they want something they can play with first and kill, or play with, kill, and eat.
Yeah.
But the eggs, they'll be dug up by other subsidized predators. So
Sure.
subsidized predators would be things like raccoons, skunks, possums, crows, grackles, anything that have actually seen their numbers increase due to human activity. Mostly because people put out trash, people have cat food in their backyard, dog food in their backyard.
Or development of their habitat. Just
Yeah,
pushing
and they
them.
kind of like push into these little areas. All those are predators of Diamondback terrapin nests and hatchlings, and potentially adult females. We found adult females out here with sometimes multiple limbs chewed off. And we also have mink out here. Mink are really common out here. North American river otters are common out here. Mink would be predators of hatchlings and juveniles. North American river otters, they're a top predator in most of their habitats, so they can easily work around an adult terrapin. And I've seen a lot of otters out here.
Yeah.
But even eastern king snakes. We have eastern king snakes here. And they
They'll eat
love
anything.
turtle
They
eggs.
will eat anything.
They'll just take their nose, get down into that nest, swallow.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Anthony, you look captivated.
I am captivated. I really am.
Yep.
This is my captivated face.
Oh.
So I'm wondering, because we've been in the field with you before, Jordan, and I know that when you're
I'm
there.
sorry.
Yeah, no.
We'll meet again
Honestly,
in the future.
it's such a thrill. It's such a
It is.
honestly, it's
I
terrific.
can listen to that.
I can't imagine. Honestly, he for anyone who is wondering, Jordan is really an interesting fellow. If you couldn't tell already, he's super knowledgeable. He's looks like a young James Dean, and also is quite funny.
Anthony has the biggest crush on Jordan.
I do. I have a humongous man crush. Now listen, for the record though, I have like 40 man crushes. Okay, and they're all they're all attractive.
Not a small list.
That Henry
Not a
Cavill,
small list.
that guy's handsome.
We've talked about this before, and usually it's just based on intelligence. You know what I mean? Like Peter Pritchard's on the list and things like that. So
Oh yes, yeah.
yeah. So
I'm going to drive a little, by the way, just to see if we can spot any turtles that may be coming up.
Great. Yeah, let's, definitely.
Please do. But I wanted to say, I was
please
wondering.
do drive.
Yeah, please do drive.
Please
yeah.
find
Let
turtles.
us know.
We're here to find turtles.
Oh, find turtles. Okay.
Tell me to shut up if you see something cool.
Let's just have a whole segment about man crushes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right?
We've done it before. We've done it before. But when you're in the field,
you know what?
I think a lot of your success is due to your alter ego. When you kind of get into that mode and start going into Gus Chiggins mode, and I was wondering if you could tell people about that at all. If you'd be interested in talking about that.
I've never been in no mode like that before. I've looked for turtles high and I've looked for turtles low. Ain't seen a turtle I don't know. I've been called lazy and kooky and stupid and Chinese. But one thing I ain't never been called is dumb.
Oh my god.
Oh wait, that's Gus Chiggins. Okay.
Gus Chiggins.
Glad we were talking about the same one.
This is amazing.
Hey, let's show them the habitat out here.
Yeah, let's
This is freaking gorgeous.
Yeah,
Please
let's do that. Let's do that, please. Let's do that.
That is amazing.
I'm gonna go prospecting in this here mud.
Oh my
How many episodes are we at, Steve? Is this 26 today?
This is 26, live from the Marsh, looking for diamond with turtles.
Unplug.
26. I just want to say 26 episodes, and I could say with confidence that that was by far my most favorite moment on the podcast ever.
Good.
Yeah.
So, can you all see this habitat?
Yes.
See some sky.
All right.
beautiful things I've ever seen.
Oh, Amanda, hello.
So yeah, I found Amanda out here. So this is the salt marsh, which surrounds the island. You're actually Can y'all see the island? Fun.
Kind of.
Okay. And by fine, I mean that dark green strip about 2 miles away.
Okay.
That
I see a horizon.
Okay. Oh, is that like? Oh, that's like philosophical.
Yeah.
So we have Little Tybee Island, we have Williamson Island, we have Tybee Island, and that makes up the Tybee and Little Tybee complex. Now, the Little Tybee Island is actually larger than Tybee Island. It must have been named by Americans because we can't name anything right. Driving on a parkway and parking on a driveway. That's why we didn't come over here for religious freedom. The Brits kicked all the weirdos out. So this is all this green you see out here. Where'd Amanda go? Oh, there she is. She's wearing a Komodo dragon shirt. Yeah, what a turtle lover. But all this expanse you see out here is predominantly Spartina alterniflora, which is the salt marsh cordgrass. And then we have, can y'all see this other foliage down here?
Yeah.
Yep.
So the ones with the yellow flowers right in front of me, that is called sea oxide daisy. Then we also, the next layer behind them, we have needle rush or spike rush. And then you have a lot of other coastal plants. You have the sable palm right there. We also have some juniper in the area. But all this makes up edge habitat at the salt marsh. But and Amanda and I were talking about this earlier. There's Amanda again, just in case anybody forgot that she was here. The Spartina alterniflora is the keystone species of the salt marsh. Amanda and I were discussing keystone species just a little bit ago. Here, I'll bring it over. So here's Amanda again. So we were discussing keystone species a little bit ago. She asked me if I thought diamondback terrapins were a keystone species. I said no. I stick with that, and I'll stick with it to the day that I get put in a nursing home and have my diaper changed and eat pudding.
Jordan, let me pause you there.
Yeah.
Let's talk to our viewers about three things: why they aren't the keystone species, what a keystone species is, and then I think it's a good time to also mention the term umbrella species, which is slightly different than a keystone species.
Yes. The definitely the conclusion that we kind of came to is that terrapins are like the pandas of the salt marsh.
I also now realize why they made selfie sticks.
I know. I got one for that reason.
Wait, you have one?
No, with me. No.
So she doesn't have the selfie stick. She doesn't have a turtle shirt. She doesn't have a turtle room hat.
Right.
You all like hired this girl. Yeah, I'm just about to like boot her on the side of the road. Get your own way home.
She already is.
Okay.
I was really hoping
species.
I would have gotten you your hat by today, but they're not done yet.
Yeah, so instead I have an American Turtle Observatory hat with a Clemmies Guttata on there.
I like that hat.
And I have my TSA Drink Beer Save Turtles.
That's a great
Shirt.
shirt.
Amanda, of course, again, a Komodo
You know what?
dragon.
I love this shirt. I don't care.
Okay, so keystone species. A keystone species is one that other species either rely upon or significantly has an impact upon them. In the ecosystem. So out here in the salt marsh, pretty much everything relies upon the Spartina alterniflora, whether it be for food, whether it be for marsh stability, whether it be for places to hide. Without this Spartina alterniflora,
Oxygen in the water.
Ooh, oxygen in the water. That is good because salt marshes there's a lot of anoxic space in the salt marsh, so low to no oxygen. So they're really important. Diamondback terrapins, are they important? Absolutely. Are they a keystone species? No, I don't believe so. Reason being, Amanda was saying, well, they're to change my phone. Okay, so could they be a keystone species because they feed on periwinkle snails? They prey upon them. They're a predator of them, but they're not the only predator of them. If you remove the diamondback terrapin, will it make a significant impact on the periwinkle population? I don't really think so. As long as the blue crab is still in the marsh, periwinkles still have a dominant predator. Now, here in Georgia, fiddler crabs, you know, the little guys that just walk around and are like,
cute.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great impression, too.
Yeah, the big claw.
They are the predominant food item for, there's some dogs in the background. Oh, what kind of dogs do we have? Those are some cute dogs. We're doing a live Pondcast right now from the salt marsh. Look at those dogs.
So cute.
Oh my goodness, you are as cute as Zac Efron, another man crush.
Yeah, he's top 60 for me, yeah.
Anthony, I like how on the feed now it's just your profile picture.
Oh, you're welcome.
But I like that turtle you're holding. Either way, so what are we talking about?
Oh, a fiddler crab right here.
Oh, there's a fiddler crab. Amanda's gonna catch it. It's a little female fiddler crab, it looks like from here. All right, so there's a little, oh, it is a young little male. So it's a small male fiddler crab. And the fiddler crab has one large claw, and they use that for displaying. Females do use claw. The males use it for territorial display, as well as to attract females and ward off other males. That is the predominant food source for terrapins in Georgia, the fiddler crab. Do they eat periwinkles? Absolutely. Do they prefer fiddler crabs? Totally. So are they a keystone species here? No, I don't believe so. So then Steve brought up, what about umbrella species? Yes, I think they're an umbrella species. Why? Okay, if there was an audience in front of us and we said, who all would love to just pick up and hold a blade of Alterniflora
Grass or the terrapin?
and people love the grass, okay? Once again, it's beautiful. But if you want to pick a species in which
to have a T-shirt with.
Of course,
on
I was
it.
gonna say like help preserve the ecosystem. She goes straight to money. What a money hog. Even though she can't even afford a T-shirt with a turtle on it. So yeah, you like that one, right? So if what was I even talking about? So umbrella species. So if you have the diamondback terrapin, which is a beautiful and enigmatic species, which hopefully we'll find ones, then as an umbrella species in which everybody else in the marsh benefits from you helping to protect that species. So that's what more so an umbrella species would be.
Like if the habitat itself is protected, if they put a law down and says something about like you are not allowed to collect animals from this habitat because of the terrapins, or I know that Jordan and the T.E.R.P.S program are trying to work on helping with the restoration of the roads that these terrapins are being slaughtered on, and we'll kind of touch on that next. If they put barriers on that road, if they extend the road so that people can swerve the animals better, not only are terrapins going to benefit from that, but we saw armadillos dead on the road, we saw possums dead on the road, a lot of other different species dead on these roads that are really a huge problem. People are going fast, tons of tourists coming in, all these animals are moving across these roads, and if barriers are put up to protect the terrapins or the roads are extended so that people can swerve animals better, they're going to be swerving those other animals too. So, people don't want to probably protect possums as much as they want to protect terrapins, but by protecting...
You should make like a...
Please, that's actually what...
Who made the Friday video and get him on that.
That it's bad?
No, it would be amazing.
I think I've actually had that idea for way too long, like of a music video where
I'm
we
just
could
looking around for turtles while
have, like,
Amanda
a
talks, by the
celebrity in
way.
it or something, and we could just be like on the streets being like, stop for turtles, yo, stop for turtles, stop for turtles, yo, stop for something like that.
It's now a rap song.
Why haven't we done that yet?
I
know, right?
We could do it as a country song too.
Um,
I still have La Isla Bonita in my head, honestly.
I was thinking actually, the song by Taylor Swift, "Shake It Off."
Yeah, I've already been
we
wanting
could
to make a
do
video of that.
Oh,
of
do
that.
I know
It'd
it?
be like break something, like break your car, break your car.
Wait, you want me to think of it right now?
But the turtle's gonna...
No, because the turtle wants to lay, and you just gotta say, hey, pick it up, pick it up. Oh, I like that. Break your car.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's almost too good at this.
I know,
I
he
know,
really
it's
is.
amazing. Like, this is what's gonna save the turtles for this generation.
I agree.
This
Does anybody have some awesome questions for us?
I was wondering if we could see your cooler.
Oh, the cooler. Okay.
I have to give a disclaimer.
And this is not like the cooler like in Vegas.
Yeah, this is not like
Okay.
It's not a good cooler.
This is...
cooler.
So Amanda and I just drove the causeway, which is we drove about a 6-mile segment, and it goes through the salt marsh. The causeway has been here since the 1920s. There weren't as many cars, nor were the cars as well equipped to go at high speeds back then. Now there's a lot of beach traffic. You have very heavy cars, very fast cars. Turtles are not much match for them. We just collected 21 carcasses of females and a juvenile terrapin. Juvenile terrapins are subject to being hit on the roads as well, because they will disperse at about between 3 and 4 years old. They start dispersing to go find their permanent...
Find their place in the world.
Oh.
Find their purpose.
Gosh, that was beautiful.
It's like humans, Just got to get out there, find yourself. They want to find themselves.
It's like that college age.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we collected 21 carcasses. Now, why do we collect the carcasses? We need them as vouchers. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Because what a voucher will do, when we get a GPS coordinate on this animal, the voucher proves that we're taking that course. We didn't just.
Did we lose them this time?
They are there in case people in the future need them for a purpose. So we're going to show you that cooler. Okay.
Now, I'll give a disclaimer first.
It's highly graphic.
Yes, so everyone knows this is graphic, and it's these are dead animals that
Bloody.
were found, but just to show proof that this just happened,
that it's a huge problem.
I'm a little uneasy getting ready to see it myself because
it's
obviously
pretty
it's
horrible.
sad as a turtle lover and a lover of rare turtles.
It was honestly, I mean, I've been working with turtles for a long time out in the field. I've seen a lot of DORs, but this, I think we were out there like, 20, 30 minutes, and to pick up, because Jordan made me do it, to scrape
with Amanda, it was honestly the longest 20, 30 minutes of my life.
I was quick, dude. I was out there.
5 hours.
I was really good at it.
No, she was good to have, because I would stop the car and sit there thinking about my bill for my new brakes, and she would jump out of the car and get the turtles, put them in the cooler. I'd get the GPS coordinate, and boom, we were off.
And so this was like just a really eye-opening experience for me to actually have my hands on these animals, counting them as we went, just kind of being a part of that and realizing that this was just in one day. So we'll show you what we found here in our little cooler of death. It's pretty horrible. So inside here are 21 dead terrapins, all of them being female. And basically,
in the one little juvenile.
Yeah, she was cute, and they're just decimated. And it's pretty sad. And you can see there's actually some egg material right there.
Oh yeah.
Where a female who was gravid was killed, and I saw some eggs on the road for sure.
Now, what's interesting when we look at this, this population has been subject to this road mortality for a long time. Obviously, there's still turtles that are surviving. Take a look at some of these top females. This one here, those are fire ants, by the way, so I'm not going to stick my nose in there. This female and this female. All of the scute annuli, the rings here, are very prominent. These are all fairly young females, probably in their between first and third nesting seasons. I wouldn't be surprised. So it shows that young females are getting nailed. The thing is, so this turtle right here, it's difficult to see. She has a lot less of those annuli showing, so she's an older specimen. So we have young females and older females getting hit on the causeway. I personally have marked turtles out here and then found them subsequently hit by cars and others. So some successfully, and then other years to be all
horrible that. And
all right.
People go to the beach starting in April through August, and that's when these turtles are moving. That's when they're nesting. That's their prime time. So unfortunately, people and terrapins have the same exact prime time where they're moving through that causeway. And unfortunately, terrapins don't have cars. They don't have educational materials that they can hand out to one another. Like, hey, we're not going to be using that causeway because our friends are dying out there. Like, they have no way of changing their behavior. So we're the only ones that can do that, that can educate people, that can change our behavior, or change our methods or our roads to help them. So I feel like terrapins are definitely a little bit more at risk for road mortality than your average species. And that was just completely eye-opening. That's why we do what we do, is because 21 females in one day, that's terrible. And that's not even a high number, right? Is that average, would you say?
Look around. That's the look around. That's our swirl fee for the night. There's the lighting there, so y'all can get the marsh in the background. Here we go.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Come on over here, Mander.
Yeah.
We got people watching us.
Oh yeah. Hi.
What other questions y'all have? Obviously, we have not seen any turtles coming up yet. It's not like we've just been holding back and not told y'all.
Like, oh yeah, there's a whole bunch over there, but we don't really care.
Is this normally what you'd be doing, just kind of hanging out in that spot and kind of watching from a good viewing perspective?
It might be worthwhile. Do you think walking down there might be?
Yeah, we could
worthwhile?
take a little walk down. Let me turn off my car because my parents always get upset when my car gets stolen.
So how many times has that actually happened so far?
Hey, let's not throw numbers into this thing.
Do have a good question for you, maybe, Jordan.
Yeah.
When we were planning this, we were, trying. We normally do Monday nights, as most of our audience is aware. But we had to consider some tidal conditions, weather conditions, as we were planning this. So, what was it about today that made today a better choice for our going live than, say, tomorrow or yesterday?
All I heard was, Jordan, we need all of your trade secrets. No, those are fantastic questions. So tonight is going to be what's called a spring tide. So where the water springs up, it's going to be with the wind factor about a 9.5 foot tide. You're not even going to be all that grass that we just looked at. You're not going to be able to see that. It's going to be covered. The terrapins love that because it's able to basically just lift them up to where they need to go to nest.
If anything, it gets them moving too, because like if it's a night where they're going to be kind of sessile, kind of resting, nothing's going to really be able to stay still during such a strong tide. So when they're moving already, they're going to be stimulated to go and nest.
Absolutely. And then we've had a little bit of rain. That is a fantastic trigger for nesting. Pretty simple. It softens the soil. Makes digging a lot less laborious. Nesting, if you nest on a hot day, for an ectothermic, a cold-blooded creature.
All you viewers out there, you know what he's talking about.
You
when
know
you have
what
to
I'm
nest,
talking about.
It's just the pain. It's dry.
So many people watching have had lots of problems nesting. I'm sure they do. So yeah, dry ground, hard ground, sun beating down on you. It's much easier on the females to have cooler conditions after rain, soft soils.
Like I always say, for all animals, energy is key, and they're all about saving energy. They're all about cutting, down on how much energy they have to expend. And so if they're going to have an easy time doing something, and if they're going to be able to do it without expending a lot of energy, they're very frugal about energy. So that's going to be really perfect for them. That's not anything in the road, is it?
Turtle. Let's check it out. So we're going to go check out something, make sure another turtle didn't get hit. It can happen so quickly. Is that a turtle?
Oh no.
It's a hat!
Does it have a turtle on it?
Well, that's good.
There's no turtle in it. I was hoping it was a turtle t-shirt so we could give something Amanda to wear.
Komodo dragons? Come on.
Komodo
awesome.
dragons are so old.
They're
Yeah.
so old.
It's
They're
so
played out.
school. Yeah.
They're played out for
They're
sure.
just a big lazy lizard who smells like sheep and onions. So here's I'm going to show you all something. So we're coming upon a boat ramp. This is Diamondback terrapins do like boat ramps. It's very simple.
Yeah, makes
It's
sense.
What's that?
I was saying it makes sense because of obviously the
Yeah.
ramp is made obviously easy for them to just walk right out of the water.
Absolutely. So can you all see how beautiful that is?
Oh, it's gorgeous, man. Love that sun.
Yeah, so that's called the Lazaretto Creek. At high tide, it is about 20 to 25 feet deep. At low tide, it's about 14 feet deep.
That's a deep.
And so Amanda and I were here earlier, and we saw several females in the water at the boat ramp here. But I'm going to bring it over and show you all something. So we were talking about umbrella species. We were talking about keystone species. Can you all see this?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So we have watching out for manatees, watching out for right whales. Okay, so those are what's called charismatic megafauna. Sea turtles are charismatic megafauna. If people are slowing down for manatees, that can help terrapins because the boat people are going slower. A terrapin has more time to get out of the way of the propeller. We find terrapins with prop injuries fairly often. So that's where helping other animals can help maybe in lesser known species as well. So this is an unfortunate part of humans coming into the marsh is lots of trash being discarded. Yeah, most of it's in the can, but there's a lot of it. And there's trash down here. Now, let's go back to what we were talking about a couple minutes ago, subsidized predators. If I am a feral cat, if I'm a raccoon, if I'm a skunk, I'm none of those things. I'm Jordan. But if I was, then this is a great place to hang out and get food.
Right.
There's a problem. Terrapins like to come up here, and they actually like to nest in this area.
I think we actually found last night, we found a female right by that trash can, and we found a nest she had started to dig as well right by that trash can. So if that nest, if she had deposited her eggs into that nest, absolutely they would have not lasted like a couple days, because a raccoon going through that trash, smelling that trash, would have found those eggs, would have absolutely just predated it.
Yep.
So
trash is a problem. Let's walk you up so y'all can see the creek that big creek we just showed you. That terrapins live in that creek, and so like I said, we're talking about 20, 25 feet deep. And right now the current it's running fairly slow. I actually like to go swimming in this creek. Note to most people, don't go swimming in this creek.
Piping plover?
It's actually where?
Or what is that?
That's a laughing gull. It looks
gull.
like a piping plover, except for everything is different.
Okay. It had gray on it and white.
It
had gray and white on it.
It's like seeing Samuel L. Jackson and being like, "Oh my gosh, I've always wanted Brad Pitt's autograph."
Oh my god. Okay, fine. It's not. I didn't do a lot of work with them.
Okay, with Brad Pitt or Samuel L. Jackson? I've done work with both of them.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So look at that. So that is a tidal creek. We get loggerhead sea turtles in here. We get green sea turtles. We get sharks of numerous species. We get rays every once in a while. We get me in there. Manatees, and then diamondback terrapins. So even though that looks like a big creek, terrapins love it. It's deep. It's got good current. It's got good food sources. But mostly it's pretty.
It's nice.
Because that's what matters.
Yeah. They are very picky about where they
So
live.
I'll go back. I'm thinking like all of a sudden my iPhone's just gonna go into the darn creek.
Know, right? Gosh, this is
Yeah.
so crazy.
Interview
Cool
over.
if we had, like, a manatee storm or something.
Yeah. So we do get manatees come up. They overwinter in Florida at some of the spring systems. I'll do a little shout out real quick to our North American Freshwater Turtle Research Group, who actually studies the turtles in most of the springs where manatees overwinter in Florida. and then the manatees will come up into the Georgia coast during the summertime, and they'll come up into these salt marshes and feed on a lot of the aquatic vegetation.
That's so cool.
For those who aren't familiar with the North American Freshwater Turtle Research Group, they are a sub-organization of the Turtle Survival Alliance, and they mainly do long-term monitoring surveys around and in several places in the country on all species that are in the area. So they're not just focused necessarily on threatened and endangered species, but one of their goals is to help keep common species common. They are one of our partner organizations. Back in April, Jordan, Anthony, and I were out in the field with the director of the North American Freshwater Turtle Research Group, Eric Muncher, and we were out. We were here in Pennsylvania doing some recon surveys as well. So this is an organization that you'll probably start hearing a lot more of too from us here at the Turtle Room, even.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And I think are they like just they hate sea turtles, or is that?
Well, we don't actually hate sea turtles. By the way, I'm with the North American Freshwater Turtle Research Group, and I can tell you firsthand, we don't hate sea turtles.
They just get their.
We love them.
Hate them because they get so much attention.
They get so much attention. They have, like we have our Turtle Survival Alliance meetings in which we get, a couple hundred people to talk about all of the taxa of chelonians around the world.
And then there's
and then you have just the sea turtle, and then you have the sea turtle conference that gets like 1,000 people. So they're taken care of. Okay,
they are.
Taken care of.
And take that from somebody who's worked with sea turtle people. It's not hard. We don't. It's not hard for us to get funding. We still need it, but it's the little guys need some help too. So anyway.
What's actually more important is as we do this, looking at Amanda, I realized I really should have done my eyebrows.
I know my eyebrows are on fleek today.
Dang. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't, Jordan.
I think we're all surprised.
Yeah.
I really know how to keep you all on edge. Is he going to do his eyebrows? Is he not?
I've seen your morning routine. The beard is immaculate.
Past the surface where he can see himself, he's like.
It's like Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
Yes, love it. Such a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're different. He's very clean cut in that movie. You've got a rugged look that still takes
a little bit rugged,
hours, but it still takes 2 hours of landscaping.
I apply a toner with little or no alcohol because alcohol dries your skin out. It makes you look older.
So good.
And then I do a vigorous exercise routine. I can do 1,000 sit-ups.
Doesn't say when, how, like the allotted time. I can do.
So we're gonna go. Let's get back in the car. We're gonna go check out another spot for terrapins. So this is what's really interesting about the spot we just went to. If you come during the day and look for terrapins, you probably won't see any. Come here at night, good chance you're gonna see some. Where we're about to go, you come in the day, and you can oftentimes see a lot of females basically periscoping.
Oh, an orange kitty.
Oh, an orange kitty. I bet it's Morris with his little Ewok hut
I love it.
saying jib jib. So now we talk about Ewoks. Now I don't even know what we're talking about. But sorry, the sun's behind us right now. This other location is a good gauge oftentimes, because if I see a lot of females periscoping, then I can kind of get a feel for how the next day is going to be nesting wise.
Jordan, what is periscoping? Says an audience member.
Well, that was you, Amanda. She thinks she's so tricky. Yeah. I thought you were moving over there because there was a car coming, and so she's moving over there because she's nuts.
I hate you.
Yeah. Because I smell like Fromunda cheese.
Nice.
My girlfriend will love that one Cause that's what she said. Like when I would come home from the zoo, she'd be like, "Jordan, you smell like Fremunda cheese." And be like, "That's actually the smell of a tamandua."
I love tamanduas.
So let's see. So whoever made selfie sticks, bless you, child. Bless you, because my arm. I mean, I'm gonna have such ripped shoulders after this. I'm not gonna let you carry. I don't trust you, Amanda.
Carry on. I'm just putting my shoes on.
What other questions do y'all have? I could talk about terrapins for hours. I mean, I could not talk about them for hours too, but
I had a comment from a viewer who told Amanda to stop nervously playing with her hair.
oh, okay. Well, that's
Seriously.
not nervously playing. That's doing it just to spite that viewer.
Yes. I think that's probably somebody who knows me too, because they do
Yeah.
a lot. But yeah, I do play with my hair a lot.
So we're gonna get back in
the
my
car.
vehicle, which naturally is named the Count of Monte Cristo.
Of course. Of course. So Jordan, what are the laws in Georgia about driving and talking on the cell phone? Just wondering.
We don't have laws in Georgia.
Yeah, that's why I moved here. Just kidding. I think it's not a hands-free state, but it's like don't text.
At least
I think
Jordan
one time I
hasn't
saw
hit a
a police
rock on his
officer
way
and I
to
was
the field site.
Huh?
I said at least Jordan didn't hit a rock on the way to the field site.
That's right.
Oh, that's true. Hey, we should bring that up.
Did you do that in
We can.
Pennsylvania?
Everybody should know. So, Eric Muncher, Steve Enders, Anthony Perlione,
Very nice. Very nice.
and myself went up into one of the state game lands to survey habitat quality and viability for wood turtles and other sympatric species like spotted turtles, painted turtles, snapping turtles, musk turtles. And we get up all the way to the top of the mountain, and then Anthony, who has a car that says, you would never think this is Anthony's car. You'd think that Anthony should drive like a F-250 that's lifted and stuff.
Monster truck.
Instead he drives a car that I think I recently saw a smaller model at Toys R Us.
Oh,
Killing it today.
is it hot in here? Ooh.
So
Roast everyone with what's his name?
no, it's a very nice car and it probably gets great miles to gallon. But well, it didn't that day. But so we're getting all the way to the top of the mountain, and Eric and I are driving behind Steve and Anthony, and we noticed this nice black trail coming from Anthony's car. And at first we thought that it was upset stomach, but then we noticed.
Which happens, yeah.
Yeah, we think that we were like, that's oil. So we tell Anthony, and he gets out and looks, and there's just oil gushing from beneath his car. He hit a rock, and it broke his oil. It broke the oil pan, right?
Yep, yeah, punctured it.
Cracked the oil pan.
Yep. And it's
Cracked
just,
the oil pan. So Anthony was not able to join us to go down the mountain. Instead, he had to stay up there, get AAA to bring a tow truck out. The tow truck couldn't even make it up the mountain, so had to bring the car down.
There's Anthony's oil.
oh, thanks, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that is
Oh,
so
that
bad.
is a nice name of a company, is Anthony's Oil.
Anthony's Oil.
I'm sure it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
Double A.
Yep. And the saddest part about it is I was so proud of my driving skills. I was missing a lot of bumps and really maneuvering and punching the gas at the right time to get up these really tough
all
hills.
proud of your driving skills.
Yeah. My wife wasn't. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I haven't seen somebody drive a car like that since a 6-year-old with a Barbie car. All right.
Oh, it's bad.
So we're getting to the back. No, this is not the back river. This is the North Channel. So this is a good spot. This is right by Fort Pulaski National Monument. And it's really interesting. If you walk around Fort Pulaski, there's a drawing from the mid-1800s that one of the soldiers who had helped build it drew of a diamondback terrapin.
Wow. Cool.
So I'm looking out here now. It's nice. You can see this nice silvery, glassy water. There's a lot of fiddler crabs, exclaims Amanda. It was more like a high-pitched shriek, but
Find a turtle, Amanda. Find a turtle.
yeah, find a turtle, Amanda.
It's a part of a clam or an oyster.
They said turtle.
Okay.
So this is a good spot to see them spy hopping. Spy hopping. That's a whale. No, it's turtles now. But so periscoping. I don't see any here right now. That doesn't mean they won't come out tonight. I definitely think they'll come out tonight with this rain and with this spring tide. There's a chance that they've actually already moved up into the marsh, and so that they're checking out their potential nesting areas from there. So one of the things that's amazing about terrapins is their swimming ability, because we have a large tidal amplitude in coastal Georgia. We'll get, like tonight, we're going to have a large tidal swing. You're going to go from a negative low tide at about negative 1.1, 1.2, all the way up to plus about 9.5 feet tonight.
That's amazing. That's like just unheard of.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
That's a good word.
Because I just told you.
We all heard it.
We've all heard it, Amanda. We don't trust you anymore. With your Komodo dragon shirt and lies.
So dramatic. She should get a fiddler crab shirt.
Oh, she should, yeah.
Continue.
Fiddler
I'm so
crab
sorry.
with the word keystone species.
Shut up.
But I'm just joshing.
A young pup trying to learn.
She's learning. No, she's learning.
So good.
So these terrapins can deal with these large tidal amplitudes. What they do a lot of times. Hello. We're doing a live cast. We are turtle researchers and some may say experts.
I would.
But this is a young lady from the news station WTOC, Channel 11.
Nice.
I've been WTOC a few times. But either way, she's a big terrapin fanatic. I can tell just looking at her.
Has she seen any tonight?
Have you seen any terrapins tonight?
No, I literally just got out here. It was kind of more so to check the tides and stuff. Cause
okay.
Some flooding this evening.
We're gonna be out here looking for turtles tonight.
Really?
We should turn
You
this
just
into
come
We
with
often
me.
put our life on the line for turtles.
What time do you guys do that?
When the sun goes down. Basically, once the spring tide comes up and the sun goes down, we'll go over to like Lazaretto boat ramp looking for female diamondback terrapins. We just out on the causeway collected 21 carcasses from today of
Nice.
diamondback terrapins who have been hit by cars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Higher tides, they come out more? Explain.
Yeah, so
Okay.
during the so we're doing a live feed and we're talking to a news reporter at the same
I love
time.
I love it.
Gosh, I feel like such a hussy. So you're all good. Come on, Amanda. Come on, man. So we'll all be in this shot. What's your name, by the way?
Gigi.
She's Gigi. All right, what a beautiful name. So the terrapins do come out more so in these spring tides. Diamondback terrapins have been hit on this causeway for decades and decades. Part of the plan to raise some areas of the road 5 years from now will hopefully include mitigative actions, implementation measures. I like that. I like that word, measures, to keep terrapins from entering the road.
Oh, wow.
Because what happens is the females come up to nest, they cross the road just looking for a good nesting site, and they get
These
hit by
tides
cars.
and the rain and everything will really increase that number significantly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I would have never thought
Because they're
storm chasing it, that would be
I
an aspect of
know.
right.
Yeah.
They're small. They're about 8 inches. So that's why a lot of people just don't see them.
Right.
And you know how it is here. It's only 2 lanes in a lot of the places. You have a line of beach traffic. It's normally not the first car that hits them, not even the second car. Third or fourth car, that's what hits them. And then after that, they're immobile, and then all the cars after that unfortunately hit them. So it's a really actually tragic situation out here because it's a catch-22. The road was built on higher ground. Dredge spoils brought in to build up the road years ago. The road was put in. The road has shoulders. Diamondback terrapins are attracted to the shoulders of the road to nest. Unfortunately, then they also basically meet their end on the road as well.
People have to be safe, so it's not always, the option that you can have to swerve the turtle. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that it's just one lane going one way and the other lane going the other way. So we see a lot less road mortality on those wider roadways where there are 2 lanes where somebody has the option to go into the other lane and avoid that turtle. So
yeah, I don't know much about turtles. Are they kind of popular in this area or other parts of Savannah?
They actually are only found on the coast. So diamondback terrapins are unique because they are the only you could say freshwater species, but they live in brackish water, and so they live right on the coast. They're not a sea turtle. They're more closely related to your other turtles that you'll see out in ponds, more inland. Not quite box turtles, more closely related maybe to map turtles or to painted turtles.
When you're driving along Truman Parkway down that gutter, you see all the turtles in there. We're related to those kind of things.
Exactly. And so they are a very unique species, and they're found from Cape Cod all the way down to Corpus Christi, Texas.
Oh, wow.
But here in Georgia, they're a species of concern, and that has a lot to do with the fact that tourists are coming through and hitting them on the road so much that they are pretty vulnerable to that. They are pretty unique, and we have them only here in Savannah and the coastal areas, and then you go further into, of course, the Atlanta area and stuff, you wouldn't see anything like that. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, salinity is the factor. So you could say, salinity-wise, that Highway 17 would be the uppermost limit of those tidal areas for them to go.
Oh, wow.
For all the viewers, they're like, we have no idea what Highway 17 is, Jordan.
Thank you so much for hearing us out.
You guys are just going to be here tonight, or will you be out here other days as the storm is coming through?
I'll be out here pretty regularly, yeah. Tonight and other days, yeah.
Do you have a card?
Yeah.
I'll give you.
We'll give you Amanda's card. I don't have my card on me.
Okay.
What a moron.
I usually cover South Carolina news, but I think this is an interesting aspect.
Okay, well, South Carolina doesn't really have news, and that's why you come here. Yeah. We have the watermelon crawl. We have the Coca-Cola Company. We have the Catfish Festival, and we have Diamondback terrapins. Georgia's only known for those things. And the country singer Tracy Byrd. If you're going down Georgia round about July.
What's your number?
All right, so my number. So now everybody live can get it.
No, don't do that.
Okay,
don't
Rich.
do that.
Yeah, Anthony.
Don't do that. He's too intelligent and handsome.
His wife already complains enough about him doing that.
You guys foiled my plan.
So when are the late you guys usually go when the sun sets? What's the earliest? Do you guys go before the sun rises? Or is it
they will come out and there's day nesters and there's night nesters. So some turtles will be more active during the day or in the early mornings, and then some will only come out at night. So it really depends. But I'd say here is usually all day.
With Jody. We used to come on with Sunny and stuff. Big turtles.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wow! But I think this is an interesting aspect for a story.
Yeah, because this I wait for the rain.
This is how you do it.
Yes, it sure is.
If it's a completely clear night, even during turtle nesting season, I won't even bother coming out here. But if I see on the radar that a storm is coming, storm's coming. I just wanted to do that. I've waited for this moment for so long. That's 2 Christian Bales in one night.
Oh, that's so good.
He is obviously my hetero man crush.
Yeah, that's right. Great.
So
top 80.
So yeah, if I see a storm coming, that's when I know to come out and look for terrapins. And I've been out here in like just insane gale force winds and pelting rains.
Wow.
Like there'll be a hurricane coming through or tornado warnings, and I will be out here just kind of like with a terrapin in my hand, like blowing in the wind, like Plaxico Burress winning the Super Bowl. Except I get no money because I'm a zoologist.
True.
But then again, Plaxico Burress. I mean, I don't shoot my gun in a club.
Exactly.
This is how you educate the public.
All right, so what you're hearing there is a marsh wren. Marsh wrens live in the Spartina alterniflora. And,
It sounded like a weasel.
I'm not making this up, people. So
It's
it's a marsh wren, and those males are extremely polygamous, and so they will choose a certain height, and they will call out for females, and they'll have up to 12 different females in their little harem. Sounds like my best friend.
Amanda, you're gonna make a seasick.
Oh, see, we do.
Yeah. Yeah, you're making us seasick, Amanda.
Oh, sorry. I'm the worst. I'm sorry.
That's why I was holding the phone earlier.
Mention the
Okay,
turtle.
see you later, Gigi. Good to meet you. If you see Jody, tell him that Jordan says hi.
Okay. I rarely ever see them.
They brought it when I came last year. There, somebody actually brought a box turtle to the office, and so I took it, and they gave me where it was generally found. So I went onto like Google Earth and looked up, and was able to find exactly where it came from and when to put it back.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Nerd alert.
I know, right? Gosh.
Thanks a lot, Anthony.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one of the jobs of the ecologist is to educate the public, and I don't.
Yeah.
So
And looks like we've got a technical difficulty for right now. Hopefully we'll have them back with us soon. This one's kind of taking a little while.
people get stranded, they get lost. You go out on a spring tide at night with a boat. Okay, so there's a diamondback terrapin right out there. It's going to be very difficult to see. Y'all see that patch of grass in the water?
Yep. We can see that.
There was a diamondback terrapin head right behind it.
Are you going swimming, Jordan?
I'm actually not going swimming, even though my underwear is already soaked enough.
That's what I was going to say. It's not swimming until your underwear gets wet.
Yeah.
And by underwear, I mean something else.
You're amazing, Sam.
I don't know.
Well, hey,
Oh, there it is. So it just popped up by the bridge. It's going to be hard to see through this feed.
Yep.
Either way, it's a female diamondback terrapin, probably doing a little scoping out for nesting sites. So that means I will come back here later tonight and look for her.
That turtle was found by Amanda Sargent, by the way. Spotted.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, that was spotted by Amanda.
One for the turtle room.
What?
Yeah, yeah. No, we had this thing when we went out in the field with Jordan and Eric before. Steve and I did absolutely atrocious as far as spotting, locating animals. So, yeah, so this is really good for us. This is really good for us. Yeah.
Jordan, how many turtles have you found so far?
Probably tonight. I found 0 tonight. Last night a lot.
That doesn't matter.
I'm not into taking numbers. I'm into what's best for the turtles. Amanda over here, not.
Everything's competition.
Yeah, Amanda just cares about big, smelly sheep and onion odorous lizards
They're amazing.
and finding one darn terrapin, even though there's like a million out here.
Okay. So how are we doing on time, and are there any questions?
Do we have questions, Steve?
No.
We have
no viewer questions. We have no viewer questions, which kind of bums me out. We try to give everybody a chance. I've checked Facebook, I've checked Instagram, I've checked YouTube, and I've checked Google Plus, and my email, and nobody.
Steve, have you checked
That's
your
his
Tinder account?
I don't have one of those, nor have I ever had one of those.
Oh, okay.
So good. So good.
Okay. So there's the Diamondback Terrapin again. She just went under. Oh, wait, I found her. Amanda didn't. Yeah, you can re-find the same turtle.
I did have another question. I had someone that I know ask me if I could get Jordan to autograph a picture of himself for them. I swear to God, I'm not even making that up.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but I just...
It was Anthony. It was Anthony.
No,
it was somebody I know when I talk to them in the mirror every morning when I brush my teeth.
Just a friend.
No, I do
so
want...
there's the Terrapin again.
All
I
right.
would ask for two.
It's
I
going
would
to be
ask for
very
two
difficult
pictures.
to see. If it comes in close, I'm still not jumping in because right below us is granite and so this is two turtles. So we have two female terrapins.
I spotted
Oh man, Amanda spotted both of them. She's finally good for something. No, so we have concrete. Where'd you go? We have concrete and we have granite revetment down here at the buttress of the bridge. So this is definitely not an area at high tide. You're like, oh, I'll just jump in there after this turtle. This is a horrid idea. When you see this at low tide, it drops down about 9 feet, and it's all concrete and granite rock.
Ow, that hurts just.
So there's the female. It's gonna be very.
Let me try. Oh, well, she went down, but let me try to. Can we zoom? Is it? No, it's not possible to zoom. But it's hard. It really is hard. It's kind of an art of training your eye to spot them when they are.
I see another one way out there. Oh, look, I found one. See that tiny little head right up there?
Yeah, I just saw it go down.
Well, no, that's two because I
Yeah,
re-found your terrapin
so-
because you lost it.
That counts. It's true.
You lost it. But it is really hard to spot them. You really have to kind of train your eye.
What's that sound? Oh, that's someone's car listening to some horrible music.
You have to train your eye to differentiate ripples from the terrapin heads, and you have to kind of know what they look like. But when we do see them, it's usually their characteristic little beak, their little lips that they look like lips. They're not actual lips. Everybody who ever sees my terrapins when I bring them out says it looks like they're wearing lipstick. It's like the everything, and so you see that little like characteristic white face, and you just know it's a terrapin looking out. And so what they're doing when they're periscoping, when they're taking their head out of the water, is they're actually doing the same thing that whales do when they spy hop. They're looking around and getting a spatial idea of where they are and what's around them, which is really cool. A lot of ocean-dwelling air breathers do that. Even some sharks will do stuff like that. But they try to kind of see where they're going, what they're doing, and sea turtles do it. And so we get to see them kind of poking their heads out and looking around, which is really cool. And they're super hard to catch underwater, aren't they?
No, not for me. They're quite difficult to catch. They swim very fast. Like we were talking about these tidal fluxes. When that water starts coming in, high tide, it is a strong current. These turtles can just swim against it. It's pretty impressive stuff. And one thing I'll bring up, since we're talking about diamondback terrapins, is the extreme amount of polymorphism. Amanda and I were talking about this earlier. A lot of people confuse the subspecies because you will get individuals throughout the subspecies that look like they're from other areas. Now, some people will go the easy route and just say, oh, they're all mixed during the heyday. There was some mixing. We know that. And we know that in some areas, and I stress the word some were dumped off or got out of pens. Now, did some person take diamondback terrapins and go to every single spot of marsh along a coastline that's about 3,000 miles? Yeah, just spreading them like grass seed?
With a t-shirt
I don't think so. Unless somebody maybe the Works Progress Administration, they're like, well, we build enough dams, why don't you all just go spread turtles?
Make them pretty.
But either way, So I refute that idea. I think they were dumped in some areas.
Or they escaped.
Because there was massive terrapin farms. Now, we know that Texas diamondback terrapins, Malclemys terrapin littoralis, she has one. I'm going to take it
Her
from
name
her.
is Phoenix.
Oh, it's Phoenix. Where'd you get that turtle?
I got her from, she came in actually with a shipment to my work, and terrapins were illegal there. And I was like, oh, hell no, you ain't taking this. This is mine. And
wait a minute.
Yeah. And it was a while ago, and she was like smooth and old and in terrible condition, and I was like, this is mine. So.
And I'm gonna look at it and be like, that's just a northern diamondback terrapin.
It's not.
So Texas diamondback terrapins we know were bred with Carolina diamondback terrapins at the Beaufort, North Carolina, United States fisheries site. They brought in 9 female littoralis to breed with the male centrata there. We know that there is one spot in North Carolina that is documented as having some of the progeny released.
Progeny, that's such a cool word.
Yeah. But we don't actually know, one, how many survived. You don't know what the population was there that the animals were put into. There's another terrapin. Yeah. Oh, look, I found another one.
Yeah. I see it.
So the thing is, how much genetic impact did that have? Okay, put it this way. If 10 terrapins are dumped into a population of a couple 100,000, their genetics are not going to have a major impact. And they're going to be bred out pretty quickly. You see this with other animals where a species will come in and they'll hybridize with the native species and breed them out quickly. If you release 10 Texas diamondback terrapins into a population of 10 centratas, then yeah, that original population experienced a bottleneck, and it's going to have a significant genetic impact. So without knowing the population sizes of where terrapins may have been released, you can't actually say that it had much of an impact on their morphology, on their phenotype. And now, now we're talking about decades and decades later. So do I think terrapins were dumped in some areas? Yeah, absolutely I do. Do I think that all the polymorphism that you see
is due to that?
Due to that? No, I don't.
Yeah.
The original oh,
another terrapin. So we're tied.
Oh, there we go. I already counted that one in my head. It was in my head. I don't need to tell you everything. And there's that other one.
No.
So we do have some females who are scouting the shoreline, which means I'm definitely coming back here after nightfall. Amanda says she needs to leave because she has to do stuff at home. And yeah, right. What was I even talking about? So the genetics. So the polymorphism. So the original description of Malclemys terrapin was based off northern diamondback, so Malclemys terrapin, by a German researcher back in the early 1800s, I believe it was, or maybe even late 17s. We can check that out. But yeah, we don't celebrate it like Columbus Day. It sucks.
We should.
But either way, he originally described the extreme amount of polymorphism seen in a single population before they were ever yeah, that's the same. That's the same one, Amanda.
4 for the drill room.
All right. So we should probably start wrapping up, but we do have another question. Have you found any injured diamondback terrapins that haven't been killed, just injured, that you'll be helping?
I'm going to switch to my right arm because I'm getting so tired on my left.
Hold it. Actually, I can't.
Yeah, no, bad idea.
Really sick.
So in the last couple days, no. We were able to get one terrapin. We didn't. Chantal Audran of the Tybee Island Marine Science Center was able to get one diamondback terrapin who had to be euthanized, but she was able to extract her eggs, so she was injured, needed to be euthanized. We typically do each year get a couple terrapins that have been injured and then can have work done on their shells or any internal injuries. We have those complicated procedures or extensive procedures done by Dr. Terry Norton at the Georgia Sea Turtle Center, or who, by the way, is also a veterinarian for the Turtle Survival Center in South Carolina. And then, or Dr. Leslie Mailer of the Olin Island Wildlife Center. Both are well trained in their field and very knowledgeable of the chelonian physiology and morphology. And so we, oh, I hear an echo. I hear myself.
Sounds good.
But we do, yes, we do get injured animals. Sometimes those injured animals can go back into the wild. Sometimes they can't. Typically, the ones that can't were hit on the head, or they had they were hit right on their first and second vertebral scutes, which fractured their spine. And so a lot of times those particular animals have neurologic damage and eventually have to be euthanized in most cases because they're not able to ever regain normal function.
One of the things that I think is great about the terrapins and about what you're able to do is that occasionally you either have a DOR or dead on the road terrapin or something that is significantly injured. And although, like he was saying this morning, although these terrapins may not be able to be saved, you can take the eggs, and those eggs can be saved. And so I think you were saying in the first 24 hours, it's okay for you to take those eggs and you can roll them.
Yeah, you can manipulate them.
Right, and
so,
a lot of people know with reptile eggs, sorry to interrupt you, that like sometimes with there's certain species you can't roll those eggs at all. You have to be super careful, or you'll detach that animal from its yolk. And so, you know, in that first 24 hours, you can save those eggs and you can incubate them and at least have those eggs still make it, which is great.
Yeah. If we get eggs out of a female who has died, or we're able to induce her with oxytocin and calcium, when you handle those eggs when they first come out, reptile eggs, in general, the blastula is not going to adhere to the top of the eggshell and begin its growth for several hours. So, you know, sometimes 24, sometimes 48 hours. So the egg can be manipulated. If it came right out of a healthy female through a laying process induced by oxytocin, then normally we won't wash those eggs. However, if it came out of a female that has been injured and has had some of her oviduct membrane damaged, so that blood or yolk from other eggs comes in contact with the good eggs, we will wash them in a diluted chlorine wash. And they can actually, the eggs, most people don't even realize, you can just submerge the eggs for several minutes just under the water in chlorine, in the dilute chlorine wash, and then take them out and actually just wash them under warm water. And then they're much more sanitary going into the incubation chamber, and they're going to invite less fungus or bacteria that could damage the eggs.
One more question, another from a viewer. What is the average clutch size for the Diamondbacks down in Georgia?
From Georgia, it's between 7 to 8 eggs. My research in the mid-2000s came up with an average clutch size of 7.7. She just said there's a terrapin. I know it's the same terrapin. I know that instinctively. Okay?
I think her nose had like a spot on it that the other one didn't have.
Oh, a spot, right? Yeah, because it's just it's blowing its nose. That's just snot. So yeah, so actually my phone's doesn't have a lot of battery left, but either way, so 7 to 8 eggs here in Georgia. You go all the way up north to New York, Massachusetts. You're talking about clutches in the 20s. There's a clutch documented a few years ago out of Russ Burke's study site that had 26 eggs in one clutch, which is insane.
Yeah.
The eggs are a lot smaller when they're in a clutch size that big.
They are, and they're a lot rounder in those. I mean, they're still that
The
shape,
elliptical.
the elliptical shape. But yeah, the ones that I was familiar working with in Massachusetts, even 12 was an average 12, 13 eggs. You know,
Wow.
9
That's
is
wild.
very common. But yeah, definitely much higher than these ones here. I guess they're probably, I mean, are they bigger?
And also typically the ones down here will double clutch, whereas northerns oftentimes triple clutch.
Wow. Very interesting. With
So
a
the
shorter
northerns,
season.
yeah. Now a lot of that is also due to the fact that with the northerns they have a much shorter period for the hatchlings to get acclimated before winter comes. So it's basically try to put out as many hatchlings as possible.
High mortality, high hatchling mortality rate.
Yeah, down here it's a much longer growing season. I mean, our winters are pretty pathetic. Mild's another
We had
word
a
for
huge
it.
die-off, like on the winter that we had, not this last winter, but the winter before that, we had a massive die-off when the terrapins started waking up. They were washing up dead everywhere, and we think it was because of a really bad winter. So.
And you're talking about in the Northeast, Amanda, right? The Northeast?
Yes,
that was
in
up
Massachusetts, in Cape Cod.
Okay.
There was also one
Long
in New Jersey.
Island. There's
Long Island,
there's the episode in Long Island. Yeah.
Right. I
It
remember
was
reading about
pretty
that.
rough season up in the
Basically,
Northeast.
it's summertime sadness.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna wrap us up and bring us home here.
Okay.
First of all, thank you, and I also want to just give a disclaimer for our viewers and listeners that when you're out in the field, it takes a long time. There are a lot of hours spent. You're spending a full day out there looking in different places, going from spot to spot, depending on what the weather is, what time of day is, all of that sort of stuff. What time of year it is. So we're hoping maybe that you guys would find a nesting female or something like that. But so I'm going to ask that you guys promise me that you will send me a clip of a diamondback female nesting so that I can put it on the Turtle Room YouTube.
Yes.
We have lots of it. Yeah, but I'll just add on to that really quick. That is the nature of working with animals, is that they are unpredictable. So you could spend hours out in the field and see nothing, or you could have an awesome day and see the most amazing spectacle you'll ever see in your life. But yeah, everybody, if you love animals and you want to work with animals when you grow up, that's one thing you definitely have to be willing to accept, is that it's going to definitely, you're going to have
I've had a lot of nights out here with nothing.
A lot of them being skunked.
Nights and nights and nights.
We were skunked.
We were
paying
skunked.
your dues.
Yeah.
Paying your dues.
Yeah.
You need those
But
nights.
I think tonight should be a good night. So if I find some, since once again Amanda's taking off because she doesn't like turtles,
I hate them.
then I will get some video.
And I have some awesome video of some terrapins nesting today that we.
Oh yeah,
that we
today.
got. So,
Great.
you'll have some for sure. No matter
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you both again so much. Your knowledge is amazing. It's immense, and we're so grateful for you taking the time and working your shoulders, Jordan.
Yes,
for,
good
they're
job.
gonna. Honestly, I mean, I'm gonna look like Gerard Butler, not in 300. You guys are almost like, is he about to say Jared Sayakowski? And no, Gerard Butler.
I always still call him Gerard because it's spelled.
Yeah, because that's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
I mean, if my name had an N on the front, you wouldn't call me Norden, right? You'd call me Jordan. Oh wait, no, you would call me Norden because that's how it's spelled.
The worst.
Or like a P, because like sometimes random.
Yeah, like Pjorden.
Like pseudemies, but you don't call them pseudemies.
Yeah, or you don't call Kilonians Chelonians.
Yes, yeah. That's
You might.
mistake.
No, you might, and then
you're
You'd
wrong.
be wrong.
I'm gonna put you in a headlock.
Thank you, guys.
Ladies and
All
gentlemen,
right, thank you for joining us out here. Now I'm gonna go jump on those rocks, and Amanda's gonna hit the road and drive back to Hotlanta. Go work in the Coca-Cola factory.
That's not where I'm going. Okay. See you later.
Just going
All
to
right, guys, see you later.
lizards.
all right. Thanks again for joining us, Jordan. I guarantee you we'll probably see more of him on the podcast in the future. For Amanda Sargent and Anthony Pierleone, I'm Steve Enders. Thanks for joining us again. The Pondcast, product of the Turtle Room. Good night.
All right, thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.